Holy smokes, that ain't no jokes. The CEO of Ripple just told everyone what the plan is for the future, and Cathie Wood shocked everyone. Hello, lovely people. This is Shalom Coins Alert. The FOMC meeting is in 24 hours.
Are you happy? Most likely not.
When I wasn't writing about the markets, I was never excited about the FOMC meeting. When it comes to my business and a lot of the things I do, I am now very interested in it. We'll also talk about that. I asked him, would you please give me a beautiful smile to spread good vibes? It's free to like something, so hit that button quickly.
Now let's start.
As you can see, XRP is now worth $2.90, which is 1.69% less than it was yesterday. The market as a whole is down a bit. Stocks for the S&P 500 are also going down. This makes sense going into the FOMC meeting today, which is also today. I know I said it was 24 hours from now, but the Fed's choice about whether to keep interest rates the same or lower them as planned for tomorrow is about 1 day and 9 hours away. At the moment, there is a 95% chance that it will stay the same or go down, lower interest rates. It's interesting that it's not 100% because it has been that high for a long time. In the 1990s, things do not look like they will change. It's strange that it's not at a higher level. But for the markets, a small sell-off means that some people may be lowering the stress and risk of going into a meeting where a lot is unknown. It's important to remember that again, because the price movement is very strange right now, there will be ups and downs. For someone who is new to the market, this will be very confusing. But for someone who has been in the market before, it's just normal. Sometimes these moves before the FOMC meeting are a little strange. Market volume and fluctuations haven't been that great over the last few days either. It will be interesting to see if it starts after the meeting. It's like sometimes there are huge sales and pumps, and other times it's just boring. Once the meeting is over and the decision and speech from the Fed head are made public, things will begin to move faster. Keep an eye out for that. The event is coming up soon, so we'll talk about it some more tonight. 11,600,000,000 BlackRock just bought Bitcoin worth $532 million. It now has 614 Bitcoin worth $58 billion. When the giants buy, the market pays attention. We can see that Bitcoin is still holding up very well. Important for the whole coin market, at the top of the cycle when it was at 65.65%, you can see that Bitcoin's influence is still very high. We've talked about how, in my opinion and other people's too, we need to get over 70 before we can really start to see an altcoin boom. I'll also be keeping an eye on that for the next few weeks. Most of the time, it's not financial help. Always do your research before putting money into something. Every day I don't know if the markets will go up, down, or stay the same. That's why I'll never tell you to buy the S&H. You decide, right? It's your money at the end of the day, you need to make that choice. Okay, this is very, very important. Also remember that I will never message you on social media to get you to do something, send me money, scan something, or sign up for something. So be very, very careful out there. That's interesting. On May 12th, Paul Atkins, the head of the SEC, will give the opening speech at the SEC Crypto Roundtable where they will talk about tokenizations. There are people from Delhi, Nasdaq, BlackRock, and Invesco on the group. It would be weird if we weren't. What's the word I need? The chairman is going to the roundtable himself, as if that wasn't proof enough that this is a new SEC. Today is a new day, right? A new day will come. The cryptocurrency market might also move into a new phase. As you may know, it began as a baby, then an infant, then a toddler, and finally a kid. And now we're getting close to the early teens, right? It means being a little more polite. You do some silly things when you're in your teens though. I was just telling my middle child that teens do stupid things, right? Because there was some kind of damage while we were out for a walk last night. He then asked, who did it? I told her that it was probably a silly kid acting silly. Yes, the crypto market is still young. I believe it will be an adult, a decent person with a job, in about 5 to 10 years. We're not there yet. We're almost there but not quite. So things are going to get very interesting. Brad Garlinghouse tweeted that the first quarter was a great one for Ripple because they bought Hidden Road at the end of the SEC case, and there was interest from institutions around the world in XRP ETPs. As you may know, the XRP market support will look a little different from now on. The goal of putting out these reports starting in 2017 was to make Ripple's holdings of XRP clear. Unfortunately, the ICC and others used them against us. Our dedication to openness has not changed with this change. We will keep putting information about how much XRP we own on ripple.com/XRP. Regular details about Ripple and XRP will be shared on social media sites instead of being saved for a single update at the end of the quarter. So it will be interesting to see what they do from now on. Are they going to buy something else big? That's what Brad said. The president has also said that, we'll see what they do next though. There was that circle rumor, of course. Remember that rumors are always false. I hate them so much. They're also talking about how Ripple gave them $20 billion. Do you remember that from last week? I told you it was probably BS. And it looks like that won't happen for now. We'll have to wait and see what they do next to see how it might help XRP expand their business and make them better. It will be very interesting to see how that goes. Okay, just now, Cathie Wood talked in an interview. Let's hear what she had to say. If you haven't already, click the like button now. You should also subscribe and ring the bell to be a part of the notification nation and be the first to respond. Let's listen. Finally, I like to compare Bitcoin to gold all the time. This ratio did go down when gold went parabolic, but you can see that it didn't break the rise that was already there, and that we think will stay there. Bitcoin did behave more like a risky asset during the latest market drop. The Bitcoin price went up so much more than the gold price last year that it acted like the Nasdaq instead of gold. We think it was just correcting to this trend line. If it turns out that we're right, and the market is once again risk on, we think this trend line will keep going up. Now let's look at gold. Why did gold act like a risk-off signal but Bitcoin did not? I just told you one reason why Bitcoin was worth a lot more than gold. That's one reason for that. But I think the other reason is that we weren't going through a financial crash like we were in 2008 or 2009 when the banking system was, or that the counterparty risk in the banking system wasn't being questioned. We believe that the run to gold for safety was more of a hey, let's change this again and put it back on some kind of trend line. Very interesting what Cathie said about how in the past few weeks, almost since Liberation Day, there was a flight to gold and technology problems. We saw people rush to buy gold, and the markets and stock market crashed and then rose again. But we saw that Bitcoin, crypto and XRP were all backing off because of the risk. Or things with more risk, right? Gold was seen as a risky bet, right? Risk-averse people are putting their money into gold. For now things look like they might change for the better, making markets feel a little better. The M2 keeps going up, and we're back in the risk-on mode. Quantitative tightening and quantitative loosening are beginning. And the Fed changes its mind, and money starts to flow back into the market, which raises the risk, right? That could drive the crypto market, Bitcoin and XRP. I don't know if that's a word, but people are coming back with more exposure and risk. It will be interesting to see how everything turns out. It looks like Cathie is right. If this trend keeps up, Bitcoin will keep going up to 100,000. Get XRP back to that 3 level, Ethereum back above 2,000, and Sol back below 200. Let's wait and see if all of these peaks are reached in the next few months. That will be very interesting to watch. Some people would say that you have a lot of people like Cathie, Paul, Tom Lee, and all these experts. I'm going to talk about how the market will get better. Things will get better in the market. It looks like the market will keep going up. That's what they think. There's a chance they'll be wrong. I still think the crypto market will go up a lot. It's okay that we're in a bad mood right now. Funks will always be around. As you learn to spend, there will be times when you feel a little less